I don't think Tinker was really expecting that Tree Protector. There's still a lot of conversation, but as we saw during like the previous game, they were debating to the very last few seconds what is the best hero to come. There's definitely disagreement right now. I don't know if that's actually if they're disagreement or they're just trying to do a hard sell on the strat. This is what should happen. The coach is smack bang in the middle of that pack as well.
You know, they could run a Medusa in the mid lane as well if they want to, and then they could have Puck short lane and Ogre still in the off lane. Or they could go triple in aggressive with Trent, Ogre and Venge, and then Medusa could be mid and Puck could be short lane.
Yeah. They really have so many options here, Navi. As far as the laning goes, and I think that's a problem for Team Tinker. They're not 100% certain, like, who is the...
It's
like,
hard to know.
Who the hell is in what lane, so how can we actually, like, pick for our synergy for our own lanes? It's not like you can just do, like, a dual lane yourself, unless you try and force the aggro lane. But if you're forcing an aggro lane up against what could potentially be a safe lane Puck, it could really bite you in the ass, because Puck just holds back, gets a little bit of levels, and then you sit there going, well... Okay, yes, it's great we're shutting down a Puck, but a tri-lane only works if you gain a massive advantage from it, and normally that comes with kills. And killing off a Puck is a very difficult thing once he gets level he just level 3.
Not in those heroes at least, they don't have any kind of catch actually.
Well, it's the Elder Titan.
Elder Titan is support, and then Nyx is gonna be an offlane, I assume.
Yeah, it's actually being played by Sing Sing.
Yeah, but that's because Pyga plays Viper and...
True.
And
he takes that towards the mid, then you run the Nyx towards the offlane. And Bulba does his little bit of a roaming. So, the teams will be ready to go, as everyone will select up the heroes. Actually, no, Sue, you're right. It's going to be Funnick as the Ogre Magi. So, he'll be the third position Ogre Magi here.
Oh, he does deal a lot of damage.
Get an early Orb of Venom as well. And with both the Orb of Venom as well as the Ignite, you got a lot of control. In fact, actually, when you think about it, when you start stacking up these slows, you got Leech Seed, you've got Ignite. So that's already 2 slows right there. And then you've got 2 stuns also coming out from that lane from the Magic Missile, as well as the Ogre Magi. And you've got Stay Ability coming out from the Leech Seed, because you're getting all your life back again, as well as having that Living Armor protection later on, which will also help Medusa, because not only is Medusa going to have that Mana Shield for protection, she'll have the Living Armor kicking in. And you look at also the Team Marino Tinkerino lineup, are you really getting tower push from this? You don't really have it, it's not really there. So they got a lot of work to do to get through these towers.
But at the same time, they can't just fight.
True.
Then if you win a team fight, you can get a tower. I guess that's what they have to rely on in this game.
Well, let's just run through our lanes. So we'll have FNG's Dream Protector. Funnick will be the Ogre Magi in this game. And currently we've got both Dendi and Vorst heading down towards that bottom lane. But we will assume that... Oh, actually, I don't think we can assume anything right now, because both builds are both capable of running as a solo mid. But more than likely, Vorst will want to play that safe lane. Vanskill's also on the way down here as the VS.
Very good watering on the top jungle as for by the Radiant team. There's no sentries on Dire because they bought boots on TC. And they just can't afford it.
Yeah.
So it's going to keep this Ogre pretty safe.
Wondering just how effective then this Elder Titan's going to be for Team Arena and Tinkerino.
I'm not sure how effective it's going to be, actually, because Ogre can just fight him back. And they will have to be committed on top lane with 3 heroes at all times if they actually plan on zoning out the Ogre. And that might not even happen, so...
There might be a bit of a problem on this bottom lane. The Observer Ward from Team Tinker went down after Navi already planted their Observer Ward, which means now Navi should be very much aware that this ward is in position on the bottom lane. So if they want to de-ward it out and make Sing Sing completely blind, they can do so. It also helps too when Navi is able to control both of the first runes. It's a double damage rune for a Tree and Protector, who is instantly going to walk in with like these Fists of Steel. It's 85 plus 85 damage on a Tree and Protector. One swing into a support, and this rotation is worth it.
Yeah, he's waiting to see the supports in the jungle with the ward that they have.
Instead, he'll see Coinfer in the mid.
He's not seeing anybody.
It's almost worthwhile going for Coinfer, but he won't have enough time with the double damage rune.
No, he's just going to block the pulling camp.
And he's already been spotted out. The Observer Ward is a very defensive one here from Team Tinker. They want to see when anyone's going to rotate around.
But it doesn't even matter. It's good that they actually see him, because when they see him, it means that Ogre gets space in the lane. You see, he's just sitting there and farming.
Yep.
And nobody can stop him.
And Pyca's just holding back, trying to find his farm this time around. In the middle lane, Denny versus Coif is going to be an interesting battle as well. Denny the man with the burst damage, but Legion Commander, she has a little bit of burst damage just because of this overwhelming odds, but she's also got a lot of stay ability.
Level 2 on Ogre. He could be buying a Seek as well, and then he's so tanky in the top lane. They can't really kill him.
I'm also noticing too the fact that Treant Protector is refusing to level anything up. Because if he needs help, like you mentioned before, they didn't buy sentry wards. If he gets in trouble, he can just go invis. Now, Funnick is going to need the living armor to protect himself. Again, Bulba, he's going to get stunned up this time by Funnick. So that stomp maneuver, which he was able to do before in the lower bracket final, is not going to happen again here. And Treant Protector didn't panic. FNG held on to his skill point. And then just sets a load of Legion Commander.
Just only got the Legion on.
The denial was still there by Puck on one of them. So Legion has to hold back. So it's currently a 5-0 versus a 10-6 in mid. So Denny has the upper hand as far as this CS goes. Sing Sing still leeching the experience in the bottom lane. Managed to find 2.5 levels over as this Nyx assassin. He's actually managed to keep Havorce down. Like Havorce, somehow this guy's only got 6-2. Like Denny's got double his last hits.
It's because the 3 has me top. But they're trading for what Ogre gets, and Ogre is so getting a bit more, perhaps.
But even if Treant Protector is like up on the top lane, it's Medusa. Like you've got 2 points up in your shield. He's actually going for the full tank lineup too. Clairvoyance will be a very happy man. He's going 2 points up in shield, and the rest of it goes into stats. And this just allows you to survive. There's no split shot. There's no nothing like that. Pycat, he's just getting leech seeded. It's a zone out. That's all this is on top.
I don't like playing that way, but sure. I see the point behind it. I just don't think it's effective because you don't farm fast enough.
But you farm safely. Because you're not going to die with this. Even with the rotations from Team Tinker.
You can manipulate the lane control and have the right wards, and then you don't have to die going the greedy build either.
Very true. But Havorce is safety first. They're one victory away from winning the D2CL. I'm fairly certain that safety first is what it's all about. Nice little pull down here by the side pull. Well, Puck, are you in trouble there? Coin flood down to 55 life points. A dangerous world. And he actually didn't even get a single point up and press the attack. Because he's running the bottle instead. He has to go back to base. There's no other choice for him right now.
He's not going to have a run.
This is actually really crippling for him. Because with this now, Danny just gets all the space in the world. So he's able to get levels above that Legion Commander. He's almost a full level anyway. And Treant Protector moves up into the lead seat onto EGM. Just a couple of fist bumps onto him. And he can drop EGM down very, very low. But Ogre needs to get in range for the stun. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the vision. The Stomp from Bulba, and they're pinging to go for this one. Pycat going to rotate over. There will be the Ignite in Pycat. Is he underestimating the damage coming out the Treant Protector? Pycat, Funnick's the first one to take the fall. So Team Tinker will spill the first blood. Bulba, be making sure that the Treant Protector leaves the jungle. Or at least falls back a little bit more. But the advantage will go the way there of Navi.
Blood for this, but I think Navi gets, the Navi kill is just better, even though it's not the first blood. He's trying to get level 3, he has level 2 armor now, and they can actually just sit top and relax, so.
Yeah.
They burn the region, and, Viper dies, of course. That is huge.
It's still an offlane dual lane, which gets a 1-1 trade-off.
Yeah, and you get it on the carry.
Yeah. And Havorce is still free farming up bottom lane. Bought up the extra agility, so the Band of Elveskins there, and he is now getting a point up into the split shot. So 1 point stats, 1 point split shot, and then 3 points up in the shield. It really is protection. While Sing Sing, how to get that spike carapace off. He only had a split. Actually, no, he didn't, because he had the observer ward. He knew exactly what was coming. If he got that spike carapace off and was still getting that with Fog of War, that would have been impressive.
Yeah,
but it wasn't, so it wasn't.
I mean, they did know they have a sentry in this jungle bottom. They saw him planning the ward, right? So
yeah. They knew the ward was there. I'm guessing someone just didn't look at it. They realized he came down here, but they didn't know 100% where the ward was. So that just means they weren't keeping the vision up once they got the vision. They weren't keeping their eyes on it.
And now the armor comes into play mid as well. It's so nice to have that random region from the tree.
Speaking of tree, he's making sure Koifa doesn't feel free to run up towards that top lane, but Koifa's running around with a DD rune as well. So if they try and dive him, he can turn pretty hard.
Legion is losing mid by far right now. He's getting out CS and out leveled so much.
And what's Koifa really meant to do? They can't switch up the lanes, or maybe they can. They could push Pycat into the mid.
That is the problem. I mean, there's very little they can do because these supports are just forced to be top. And even if they would come, they would still have no impact. There's nothing they can do.
So then you ask yourself the question, why is the Legion Commander in mid from the start? Is it just because they felt like it could have been an aggro tri lane and the Viper would be more suited to being up there? There's at least an upside right now for Legion Commander. There will be a Dream Call available, but Dendi doesn't really want to commit that. And now we do start to see the reason why. They're building Pycat Viper for a big late game hero. You get the early hand of Midas, so there's no Ring of Aquila, there's no treads. He just goes straight with just like the casual Wraith Band, and then follows up with that hand of Midas. So it's all for the greater glory of the Viper.
The Viper is tough because if it's just Ogre Magi alone in the lane, you can zone him out and not let him do anything, while Legion cannot do that. So you could kill in the lane as well with the Viper.
But he didn't really have that happen, because of the tree and DD.
Because of the trend, exactly.
So he didn't feel comfortable enough to come out. I'm also watching Bulba hovering over this middle lane, and he'll have to let the Spirit go right now. Kuiper decides to try and turn onto Denny. The Orb will fly away, and Denny triggers the Invis rune away. The Stomp is also there from Bulba in case they stuck around while Funnick. They know he's there. The Dire Observer scouted out the fact that he moved into that tricky crevice while Dendy is stalking Bulba inside the jungle. But he can't get a kill on Bulba. That's a rather tanky Elder Titan, and Dendy doesn't really have a lot to play with, and Bulba keeps bumping into an invisible wall. But with Funnick moving over, now they do have a chance.
I think Bulba knows, though.
Yeah, well, the Observer Ward timed out in that top lane. The Courier, Dendy can't get close enough there. They're trying to find some target, and Bulba will finally move in. He tries to hide in the tree line. Legion Commander might be able to actually press the attack on Bulba and get him out of this corner, but no, he's just, press the attack, try and get him out, but the stun, they waited until he started the TP before they let it go.
That was awkward. I don't think TC was in real trouble. He could have just walked away, simply just walk away normally, and then he's just fine.
The only thing I find weird about it is the fact that Legion Commander still got a lot of time to farm in the mid. Because didn't he spend a lot of time just stalking the ET? And then you rotate the Ogre in towards the middle lane. Sure, Treant's up on the top lane, but it's still Viper free farming up that top. And Sing Sing has managed to crack level 6. The supports haven't really touched the offlaner. Like, he's 15-4. There has been a little bit of presence being applied by Vanskor, but beyond that, you still haven't got a kill on the offlane hero. And he's the playmaker for Team Tinker. He's the guy with Vendetta that sets up, and Blinkdagger's by Carapace that interrupts.
Well, so far out of laning, Navi is probably still slightly ahead. But at the same time, Tinker is not really far behind or anything. It's just a slight advantage. Okay. Okay, that was a real facepalm.
Yeah, that's an illusion, Sing Sing. He thought that it could have been the real VS. He didn't need to attack him either. Vanskor is sitting inside the Radiant jungle. So the first Vendetta usage of Nyx Assassin goes to waste. And really, he wanted to kill on Dendy. That was the primary target.
Okay, Vanskor just sending one more to be. So teasing illusion.
At least he didn't use an ability on that one. Top lane, well, Funnick trying to TP out. The Stomp is going to reach it in time. So Viper gets a kill over on the Ogre Magi. A nice Echo Stomp from Bulba, making sure that the escape wasn't possible from the Ogre Magi. And this is giving it a big advantage. Like, that's now the second kill. Both of the kills from Team Tinker belong to the Viper. And he's up to level 8 right now. He's already used his ultimate. He needs a little help. The Vortex, the Dream Call, Pycat. Maybe he's going to be giving this kill over to Dendy. The Wave of Terror. There's a lot of damage going into the Tree and Protector, which actually skyrockets EGM up in the levels. But he needs more help. Sing Sing, he's going to give it. Dendy, the Phase Shift is available. They need to bait this out before Sing Sing can go for the stun. He does have Vendetta available. Dendy into the corner. That overwhelming odds not helping him out. Sing Sing, he's trying to stick with him. He's already let off the stun, but it's off target. And he starts to bottle up. That Ice Blast, it's going to fly over the top. It doesn't connect anybody. It only chills over on the VS, and the Living Armor will just bring Dendy up.
Top lane?
Yeah,
the regen. Okay, Dendy should be getting that.
Yeah, it's perfect for him too. Does the quick jump. Koiva, he would love a duel right now. But Dendy will not oblige. And Avors goes back to farming up bottom lane.
Yeah,
Treads,
nice.
Aquila,
he's space for him. Yeah.
He is the highest CSer on the board, and as far as net worth goes, would you believe he's 1,000 gold behind the Viper? Considering
but that is the Midas so as well.
Yeah, that's the Midas, and it's a 3 for 2.
And the kills,
yeah. But because it's also the 2 deaths, while Medusa hasn't been involved in anything. It's a 0-0-0 Horvorst. He is literally playing PvE at the moment.
He really is. But I mean, as long as you enjoy it, it's fine.
Yeah. Until he gets caught out. And when Koifa has that Blink Dagger, then he's ready to fight.
Well, like you said, though, he shouldn't really die to those ganks in those scenarios because he's actually maxing mana shield too. Otherwise, it's pointless to max it if you're going to die anyways. What's the point of having it?
Yeah. Sing Sing's going to get a little annoyed about this one. A fresh Yasha flying in for the Medusa, and This is Vendetta. He's spending most of his time walking around this bottom lane. It's exactly the same time Vorce goes to farm up the jungle. And Sing Sing will now be revealed on the bottom. So these supports from Navi can feel a little bit safer on the map.
It's fine if he just chills and farms a bit. He needs mana puts in Blink as well.
Koifa just got de-warded, so he doesn't have that observe ward looking onto the other side of the river anymore. And he couldn't defend it either. But he's got the creep wave coming underneath the tower. So very passive from both the sides at the start. They know they want to wait until they get their higher levels up before they really kick into anything. Daddy still needs to get his Blink Dagger. Koifa needs the same kind of thing. They're going to orb up, and they're both trying to steal the farm.
They won't give anything away, man.
It's dangerous to do this, though. Because the second they try and initiate in, you can get Spirited Stomped. And that's the major problem. That you then fight underneath the aura from the Elder Titan, the control from him, and the high damage output coming out from Pycat.
See, like, Puck has been running around so much that if you look at the Legion commanders he has now, he's almost even. And he actually has a Blink on Legion now.
Yeah, that's the critical moment right there for Team Tinker. That's when they can gain momentum. Is there any sentry wards up on top? Yeah, there's one. There's the Radiant Sentry Ward, and they can see it. And they do the wise thing. They keep Sing Sing in the fog of war. They do the D ward, which means now Sing Sing can move forward. He'll scout out. There is the Ice Blast. Actually, she's flying towards middle lane. Because Koifa, if he blinks right now, he's going to get the duel and stop Vanscore from TPing out. He has the help from the Ice Blast. So there should be a duel win at the moment. Maybe he won't. Vanscore with the Sun, the Living Armor will keep him up. Koifa trying to retrieve the Wave of Terror. The swap back in. Koifa's going to go down. While up on the top lane, Dandy took a fall to the Team Marino Tinkerino lineup. The fresh mech will arrive, which will allow Team Tinker to force the issue. But Koifa thought he had all he needed, but the Living Armor too strong at level 3.
Yeah, but Puck dies, and that is also a huge thing. Because he's not getting so close to the Blink at all when this happens.
It's practically an even trade.
And in a way, if you think about it, it is kind of a counter to the trend as well. Fighting in multiple places at the same time. So you can just armor one.
TP coming in from Viper. They got more support. The tree ulti's nice, though. The Ice Blast actually misses everybody. Same with Sing Sing's Impale. So these stuns not coming in for Sing Sing. Not enough, at least. He just needs something big, OE. He needs the old Nyx stun. The one which you could hero target. Yeah. So much easier to cast at them. But really, this Nyx Assassin hasn't had the effect I thought it would. Like, he hit a nice timing on his level 6. He's got his arcane boots as well as his bottle, so he rotates around nicely. But every time he vendettas, Navi is nowhere near him. He TPs into the lane to try and go for it, and they've still got a sentry was looking for it, or back behind the T1 towers. They're just not coming out, and when they do come out, they come out in force.
But at the same time, he has to keep trying and just get the info as well. It's good to have the information.
Yeah. I think Navi do want to try and force this Tier 1 tower. The Stomp, Dandy as well as the Vorce just back themselves up, and they'll take the Tier 1 tower. And that's now Medusa. Went for the casual Yasha at the start, and looks like he's now going to go into Lincoln Sphere build. That's full protection.
Yeah, it's pretty standard build, I'd say.
Yeah. We wouldn't expect much more on the Medusa.
Well, I would play it different, but...
Yeah, but you also play over-aggressive on every freaking hero. Like, I think there's only one person who's more suicidal than you, and that's Sexy Bamboo.
I go Mask of Madness on it and face boots, and I just farm.
That's a good, fast way of farming, at least.
Yeah.
Of course, goes for the treads, the Yasha, which means you can get the Mana Star later, as well as having the Lincoln Sphere. So able to break free of a couple of the poison attacks.
I like that they're actually stacking Aces as well, because Susa can clear them easily, especially with that bench being there too.
Yeah, and with a 4-point split shot, yep. It's the increase in the damage.
What they kind of need though is a ward here on the hill, because they just need some vision on the creeps, so Dusa can hit.
Yeah. Well, Vanscore just moving to the other side up at this point. That might be another way of going about it. But it's still a good injection of both levels as well as money coming into the Medusa, of course. The Ice Blast will come in, but it's already too late. Like, it doesn't even connect on Vanscore.
It was a blind ultimate as well. They didn't really know if they're actually having ancient stacks of farming, so I guess he just wanted to scout.
Yeah. To actually even find out where the Medusa is worthwhile. Because Team Tinker adding pressure towards the bottom lane.
It means that Sing doesn't have to wander trying to find someone that's not going to be there.
Koifa's still moving back and farming. You think with the duel up, you won't actually go Blink Daggering around, but I think you realised after he jumped in middle lane, he needs to have treads, he needs to have more than what he's got in order to fight.
He needs to catch up in farming, dude. But he still needs to find some pickups at some point. I think the plan is that he just keeps farming, and then eventually maybe someone is just in the wrong place, and then he gets some kills too.
It's really amazing how much money Pycat's got. Oh, silence on Sing Sing, Dandy. The Living Armor's protecting him. The Spirit's going to stick with him, and the Vortex slowing him down, looking for the stomp. That means they just bait out the phase shift. The Dream Call cancelled the instant stun from Sing Sing. Well, they do bring down Dandy on the bottom lane. A heavy commitment, and that's why Medusa just wants to walk in. Starts attacking on Pycat, then now he basically hits like kittens. There's nothing there. The Ice Blast will come down. They've already slowed him up. Now he has to instantly go into that Stone Gaze, slowing him down. But again, another stun by Sing Sing, holding him back. Pycat, double multicast on the Fire Blast. They need more life points from him. The VS swapping him down. Going to go for the duel from Koifa. They get the revenge kill. Core for core. Vansko are going to follow up. And Team Marino, Tinkerino. They got so much power here. Remember, they're still fighting with the bonus aura.
Oh.
Actually, they have a negative aura too because they kill the Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah. The minus damage is there.
It's mainly the ET aura I was flagging there. But they got 3 for 1. They finally bring down Divorce. That was the level 12 hero as well. The highest amount of experience points there they could have tried to get. And you're seeing how much of a swing it gives you. 1,000 net worth gained by Team Marino, Tinkerino, and they pushed practically 1,500, and they will continue to get more advantage as well because the heroes aren't in the lanes. So you'd say in total about 2,000 experience will be gained by Team Marino, Tinkerino for that fight.
Like I said, the Viper is also farming a lot. He's 1,000 away from buying these Aghanims.
Yeah.
Well, he has a Mechanimidas, so.
Yeah, so much money in for Pycat. He's a 5-3-2 at the moment, sitting at 9,000 net worth. Divorce is still very, very close to him, though. Because Divorce has he's got his Ultimate Orb, his Perseverance, his Yasha, his Treads, his Ring of Aquila. He's sitting at 8.5k net worth. And increasing
really
quickly.
Between them.
And if they start stacking up the Ancients again, he'll get another injection of money. But if he didn't have the Ancient stack, he wouldn't be that close. Like,
they should keep stacking the Ancients for sure. It's such a big boost for Dusa.
Well, Funix waiting for his trap on that bottom lane. Sing Sing again. This poor guy. Like, he just hopes to find an opening. But now Danny going to silence him, and he can't do anything. He's forced to stand here. The Spy Carapace, though, gets a return stun. He'll turn and hit into Funix. But the Ice Blast, a little bit off target. With already that Leech Seed being channeled, the extra life points were coming in. So him turning around to get any kind of kill, that would have been very difficult.
And DP support was there too, but it's not going to do anything in this scenario.
Yeah.
Just immediately back out.
But we do have Koifa farming up top lane as the 18-minute Midases continue. Koifa going for that even before Treads. He just goes Blink Dagger
one,
Midas.
He doesn't have one. Maybe that's the key. Then he's starting to work on 1-2 though.
Yeah. Both the heroes, they realize it's the same role. It's the same role. They're both Blink initiators. So in the early stages, the Blink does the initiating for them. They don't need their items, they just try and get the control. If they die, they die. It's more important to make sure like their cores stay alive, which is hilarious considering both the Viper as well as the damn Medusa ended up dying on the bottom lane during that last engagement. But then they build into their mid-game disable items, and they want to have 2 of them.
Too now. So it's going to
it's
probably
fully
keep
done.
him alive most of them. With the Trent armor as well, he should always be just fine.
This kind of means too that Sneaky Nyx Assassins need to get... I don't know if they would even want to build a 4-staff over on the Nyx. So you got something that can trigger that Lincoln Sphere.
Well, he might, but probably not.
I'm just trying to think about options where they can get rid of that Lincoln Sphere and then get the duel off. Because you don't want to lead your commander jumping in there.
I think he will just try to go Blink on the Nyx. And then they can try to cancel with the Cold Feet, perhaps.
The Cold Feet, they could try it with the Mana Burn, but they kind of want the Mana Burn to have its effect.
Yeah, maybe when Titan gets you.
Start using the Viper ulti.
Oh, now that he has Aghanims, it's doable, because the cooldown is not so long anymore.
Yeah. Oh, this bottom lane push is coming in. There is that full Aghanims we were talking about.
12 seconds cooldown.
Yep, on a level 2 ultimate. So it's nice for him. This bottom tier 1 tower. The Spirit comes out. Navor's actually just standing his ground. The Stomp could be used here. It didn't actually bump into the tree and protect us, so he won't know about that. The Ice Blast, though, going to hit nicely into the Medusa. And they're globally keeping them out. You see how far back Bulb is. He's back at the tier 2 tower trying to defend this. The ult is available. Sing Sing. Waiting to hide. Do they have sentries down? There's a sentry over on the side. So they're waiting for the Nyx Assassins to come in through the back end, but not through the front.
I just realized that the AA ticks from the ultimate damage wasn't removing the Trent armor from Dusa. because of the mana shield as well. So he's basically reducing too much damage, and it's enough to not remove the Trent armor from him.
TP's finally coming in from Pycat, throws the ulti out. They do trigger the Lincoln Sphere with that. Koipa's still waiting for his chance to jump in, but it's just not there. And instantly Navi's like, they got what they wanted. They take the T1 tower, they fall out, and they hold on to their own T1 tower. There's no reason to take any kind of risk.
And if Tinker tries to push bottom, Medusa can probably just kill the top tower as well. And then it's an okay trade.
Koipa's inching down.
Push out and farm it.
They would seriously love to kill this tree protect. They saw him go invis again. They need some kind of detection. Koipa should be blinking himself away right now. The stun comes out by Funnick. It's a multicast. Koipa's in so much trouble. He breaks free with his pressed attack. And he's locked in position by the tree ulti. Yeah. And they just committed 4 heroes plus 1 ultimate to make sure they didn't get killed by that Legion.
I think if Denny silences the Legion before he uses press attack, it's going to be a kill.
At the end of the day, it didn't happen. And that now means up on top lane, Sing Sing finds Funnick. He does have Vendetta to run into if he wants to. He's going to mana burn Funnick down, which means now Funnick's only got basically he could do his first 2 ability combo. But he can't keep bloodlusting onto the Medusa. He doesn't have the mana pool to support it. Because he's going straight for the Aghanims. There's no Yule Scepter over on this Ogre. So there's no good regeneration. While Dendy, wow, he's in deep. He's going to be cold feeded up, but doesn't actually get procced on that one. While the stun from Bulba split up. The stun from Sing Sing again off target. He can't hit that mark on Dendy. The Ice Blast will try and keep him out. It's a little bit further back, and then the dual TP's coming in. It does connect on Funnick, and Pike get the first one in. The lead seed, the control, Koipa, looking for a dual target. That ET ultimate hit beautifully with a Storm. Fan score will drop. Now we can duel over on Medusa. 4 heroes down. Bulba with the double kill. But if they can get the big one, if it's a detection, any kind, they have sentry wards from Ancient Apparition. They just don't know he's staying in the trees.
They probably think he already left.
Yeah, and they don't want to wait for it. They want to take the T1 tower in the top lane while Navi is down. It's a big, big fight for Team Tinker. I didn't think that ultimate would do work from IA. It looked off target
stuff on people, and then they can follow up, and then they're still staying close to fight at the same time.
And yeah, she's seeing it right there on the replay too. They just destroyed him so quickly. And then the T1 tower. Oh, Bulba's making sure no one's coming in close. Defensive stomp, even though the fortification is just being burnt because they'll come back off cooldown anyway.
And look at the Viper gold right now.
Yeah, he's 1330. 13,310 net worth.
Snowball farming Viper.
And then what do we go to next? Like, the Manda style, I know you were a big fan of that one before.
Yeah.
But would you look at this game and even think, like, going... Because he's got such a huge injection of money.
I think he can.
Picking up a Butterfly straight away, picking up an Eagle Song right now. Would that even be worth it?
Wouldn't be bad at all. But I think...
Eagle Song. I'm not going to say I love being right. That one is also helping the fact he has TP to the tier 2 tower. But he's coming down for the ancient farm. But just because also, you have a Monkey King Bar hero in the Medusa. But Medusa...
Yeah, and thanks to spells a lot from Karasu's skin.
Yeah. But Puck is never going to buy a Monkey King Bar.
No.
And the Ogre Magi is not going to do that either. So
nobody really does.
So you get evasion and you get your magic immunity, or your magical resistance at least, at a high rate.
And he deals a lot of damage as well.
Yeah. And you got your support from the Legion Commander, which we really can't pass up. Like the press, the attack. That kind of thing is going to keep this Viper fighting in the engagements multiple times. And he's got the extra help now because Bulba does have his Yule Scepter. It's Soul Ring, Yule Scepter, and now I'll also assume Force Staff.
Yeah, it's probably a 4-staff next. And A is actually halfway through his Aghanims too.
Yeah. And once that's up, then Navi has a lot harder time trying to stay alive during these team fights. But at the same time, if they get also the initiation off, then Team Tinker are going to lose what they need to do their combos right. We are going to see Medusa going in for the Manta.
I'm not sure what they're trying to do here. I guess maybe they're just looking for wards and getting some enemy jungle control, but at the same time they can have that with Trent alone, so they don't need to be 5.
They might be thinking the Team Tinker is inside the jungle. Train does the scout for them, they find one person
might
out.
Find the Nyx actually, they can't kill this Nyx.
Yeah, the gem, because Sing Sing's going to feel very comfortable about this. I'm still very concerned, like, they're so lucky they didn't lose that Treant Protector on the top lane. Because if they lost him and they lost the gem as well, it'll be a complete disaster for them. Because then Tree can't do what he's doing at the moment.
Wait, did you know this Sing Sing has a Midas, Toby?
Wait, what? Really? Another one?
Yeah, another one.
Midas Gaming really is alive again. We're running 3 Midases over on Team Reno, Tinkerino. Dandy is the only one for Navi that picked one up. Because they're just building in the fighting items for Medusa. And Medusa, hey, why not? You're still dishing out so much damage. I'd almost like to see Medusa go. Would you still want to see something like the Skadi from Medusa? It's huge amounts of stats. It works with a split shot.
I'm not sure. Maybe Butterfly would be better.
Well, the Butterfly would be nice. But at the same time, would you then just look at a Monkey King Bar coming up for the Viper as his next item? And Pycat is definitely moving quickly through the farm that he could do such a thing. Does he actually have... Because where is his extra money? I would have assumed he'd have at least his talisman by now.
Yeah, he gets so much gold before because of the fight up.
Yeah.
But now that he's not fighting, he doesn't farm just as fast. He lacks mobility too, so it's harder for him to just walk and farm.
Yeah. Koifa decided to bypass the Blade Mail so far. We are 26 minutes in, so it's going to start to lose its effectiveness. And he just goes straight in for the Maelstrom. So we get a Maelstrom, we own you. Not a bad selection, but Denny takes 27 minutes before he gets his first disable item. This is with the Blink as well as the Hand of Midas running. And he only just finishes his Yule Scepter. This is not the kind of game he was really hoping for. But without the Midas, he would never have got that Yule Scepter either. Or at least he'd have it, and you'd have no way to get to something else.
But like 10 minutes from now, he would still just be having Evils only.
Yeah.
And maybe an Ultimate Orb. But with this Midas, he'll probably have a Hex better.
Yeah. The Puck Orb. Koifa just getting a little bit frustrated. He lost one of the creeps just then. At the same time, it's really very passive for the moment. Surprisingly too, because Team Tinker, if they wanted to, they could just pop into Roshan and pick it up. I don't know if we've actually got... there's no Vladimir's offering being built up, but they have enough damage output from their heroes that they could bring it down. But it may not be worth the risk. Getting Dream Call, Stone Gaze, trying to get out of that pit. A lot of stuns, and of course the tree ulti as well. Because you got a Blink Dagger also now on FNG. Yeah. So the tree and ulti could be in the right place. Koifa jumped in for Denny.
One of the best items for him.
Yule Scepter away.
I like going Blink on 3 as well, more than Mech. I think it's the best item you can get. It's the ultimate that counter-initiates so well.
Well, in this game too, when you get an Ancient Apparition on the field, Mech may not be saving you.
Exactly.
But this, EGM is still a little bit off. Like, he's throwing out his ultimate, trying to keep the harassment on the lane, but he's got another 1,100 gold before he's got that Aghanims done. And the Ancient Apparition isn't really the fastest farmer in the world. So you're still looking at another couple of minutes unless he gets kills during the team fights.
The way this game is going, though, it's so slow-paced, you'll still get it at some point, and it's going to be important.
Tree and Protector. If he backs up a little bit, there's a sentry ward here in the tree line. He walked past it, but they didn't see him because it was nighttime, so the vision wasn't there for him. But this Legion Commander still wants to have a crack at Dendi, while Vansko's being very over-aggressive on the bottom lane, trying to keep that momentum going. But they're just bouncing this VS around the lanes. He's up to level 2 on that swap now. Well, Lavorcio's back to his farming, and it looks like we are going to see a straight Monkey King Bar coming out from the Medusa. So
he needs to take his Butterfly.
Yeah. And that's the downside about picking up the Eagle Song so very early on. You reveal what you're doing, and that allowed Medusa to say, okay, I don't go for Skadi, I go for the counter item.
Though. And then he's not going to be as tanky as he wants to be either.
That's true. He becomes like a pure damage dealer. And that puts more pressure on the rest of Navi to make sure they can buy the space for him during the fights. And they're going to need that now. Sing Sing, maybe at one point, he'll be able to buy himself up that... not buy himself up, get one of those stuns to land. It's been a real rough run for him in this game.
It has.
Also, Roshan was started,
so
but it wasn't finished. Navi started moving over because they're missing from every single lane. And Team Tinker do not want to fight this when Navi's ready to commit 5 heroes to contest Roshan.
I think the biggest problem for Tinker is that they can't get map control. And FNG is doing such a good job with the gem as well, at just keeping the map control up. And also not losing it, it's so important.
Again, this ward coming down. We remember this ward from last time Navi played up against Team Tinker. Actually, that was the ward which scouted out the 3 attempts from Team Tinker to go for Roshan.
It backfired so much.
Yep. And it was just the one ward. But they've got 2 of them down at the moment. Now, Puck's orbing in, the Spirit scouting out as well, and this time, we flagged it before, they put their Observer Ward up, and the problem is they have to break their smoke to get rid of it. That's the downside right now, and Pycat will break it. They get rid of the Observer Ward, and Koifa can just walk himself in. Well, this now means, like, Navi, they might still feel a little bit apprehensive about this because the Observer Ward goes down, they don't have perfect vision, but there is still one of their Observer Wards watching over towards the pit, and it does see all the way up to the entry of the pit. So they'll still feel like Team Tinker aren't in there, which they're not, because they come down to the lanes. We've got Legion Commander now building into a BKB after picking up the Maelstrom. At least we assume BKB, just damage dealing part of the item first. And that 4-staff is now done as well for Bulba.
There's actually so very little they can do right now, but then the Roshan attempt. Okay, Navi should be aware of this as well.
Yeah. You've already got Tree and Protector moving down, but look where Bulba and Sing Sing is. Like, while that Spirit goes out, he could just get the perfect stomp on the heroes. The Spirit's been moved back up again, it goes through Medusa, and Roshan's not done yet. The Wave of Terror will come in.
Oh,
it gives them the vision, and again with that Sing Sing stun. They get the multicast over on Bulba. A double 1-2. Bulba, 4-staff up towards the high ground. Tree Protector trying to keep up with him, but he gets stunned up. Sing Sing trying to be there, but they'll swap him back in again. That's that gem from the Tree Protector still going to work. So Bulba's not looking too healthy, running out through the bottom lane. They got Earn Charges or something they can give to him. He can put the Spirit inside the pit. That's the reason why he's not backing up.
Yeah. He doesn't need to be close to his boss, actually.
You just be sitting back next to that tier 2 tower. And you've got Koifa still farming up too, and with a press the attack. Roshan dropping again. And he's pretty low, and even a bash on Medusa. The Spirits continue to go through the heroes, and now Dandy jumps up with the Tree Protector. They scouted out Legion Commander. They got the silence. There's no press the attack to try and help the Legion Commander. And then one multicast from the Ogre Magi to finish him off. EGM dropping also very, very low here.
They want Roshan so badly. But as if the Nyx is going to be back and he's going to be able to port in by the time they maybe finish Roshan.
And while the Spirit's here doing the stomp, they can't really do this.
I think they can stun like that, and then maybe Nyx can seal the edges.
That Ice Blast is on 4 heroes. The ET Splitter can come down. Roshan's already down. The ET Splitter very, very late. Pycat throwing the ulti out into Vanscore. Sing Sing jumps in. He did get the stun over on the Medusa, but Medusa's just so tanky. They turn and Sing Sing evaporates up. Pycat now finally coming out of that Yule Scepter. He sees Vanscore in low life, but knows he can't get close enough to get the kill. And Vanscore, she swaps him down. Pycat stunned up the duel there from Koifa. They haven't got the kill yet, and Koifa taking too much damage there from Medusa. And then Tree Protector just jumps after him. It's a triple kill coming in for a Voss, and maybe more. Nope, they can't get up to Bulba. The Yule Scepter was still on cooldown for 3 seconds time.
Yeah, he's just too fast with the Tranquils and Eos build.
Look how much it cost him. 6.5k experience gain coming in for Navi. And Team Tinker, they just can't get a foothold in this game. They were gaining it, but it instantly just curves straight back up again. There's 10,000, 12,000 swing for experience.
I think it started with Sing Sing at Roshan when he actually tried to go alone, when he was never meant to do that in the first place, I think. And then he also misses the stun too.
And now Team Tinker, they're going to lose their mid-racks. They can't bring anybody up fast enough. With the Aegis Immortal on the Medusa, he doesn't want to back up Dandy. The Ice Blast just comes a fraction of a second too late. The Stomp will slow up Medusa. Sing Sing, though, Yule Scepter up instantly. He comes forward, and Avors just stands his ground. The Stomp will connect, and the Lincoln Sphere gets triggered. That was the Cold Feet doing the work. But the full double Raxing is done. 4-staff down there by Bulba. They got the send up on the Ogre Magi, going to follow up into the Stomp, so they hold Funnick in position, going into the Viper Strike directly after. So Funnick will go down for the mid-racks. But if all you lose is Funnick, you hold the Aegis Immortal and you take the mid-racks, it's worth it.
They don't care about Ogre, for sure.
Yeah. They still gain a lot of experience from him, but you just took the map control. You just took mid-racks.
You get Raxes for it.
And Team Tinker doesn't really have a great lineup for counter pushing against that.
Then he's closing in on the Hex too. I think he was about 27 minutes in the game, and I said you would have it in about 10 minutes. So he should have it by 37, I think.
There's still a nice thing coming up here from Team Tinker. So you're able to pick up the Aghanim Scepter over on the Ancient Apparition. And this might give Team Tinker a little bit more hope during the team fights. You say finally because it is still a 35-minute Aghanim Scepter. But they needed something. Bulb was able to beat that 4-star Finn to Yule Scepter so he can be that semi-initiator, so Koifa can pick his target correctly. But Koifa needs more damage, and when Denny does this kind of stuff up against him, you see just how little respect he is giving that Legion Commander.
He first has a full butterfly too now.
Yeah.
And at this point, they just want to go because they have edges, and it's going to last for 2+ minutes. They should be looking to push with it.
Sing Sing called out. Tree ulti. Denny will jump in. Sing Sing able to get the mana burn as well as stun. The Spike Carapace is what bought him the space. He'll go invis, but the problem is the gem is still there. He could have turned to try and attack once. Nice little Ice Blast. Denny tried to phase shift it, but wasn't quick enough for it. But either way, they get a kill on the Nyx Assassin again. And we're not really seeing the presence from this offlaner of Team Tinker.
No, it's been such a hard game for me, actually. He tried, but he just didn't find the opportunities, honestly.
Yep.
He was just never there.
It was Navi always backed up at the right time. And they couldn't kill Avorst. Avorst is still walking around. Okay, they did a couple of times. But he's 4-2. He's 4-2 now. You're multicasting him up with the Bloodlust, so he's moving fast. He gets bonus damage as well from the Vengeful Spirit when she's in range. So it's 191 plus 196 together.
He has so much damage in Medusa.
Yep. And then with Butterfly, you got Evasion, you still got this Aegis the Immortal, you still got the Lincoln Sphere. Next assassin will come up. They need to get rid of this Lincoln Sphere trigger. However, EGM doesn't know which target. Now he does get the right one. And, well, jump in by Sing Sing. Mana Burn, Ice Blast. Remember, they're throwing all of this out, and it's still only the Medusa Aegis to the Immortal. He'll come back up with full life and full mana. And Sing Sing, he wants to keep fighting this one. The Spy Carapace will get the stun off because he went for the split shot. And the Aegis Immortal will burn. But the top range ranks down to half of his life points. The Spirit out again. They need to go for another stomp right now from the ET, but he has it on cooldown. So it just works through the heroes. Another mana burn. Medusa down to half of a mana pool. The range ranks still on the sidelines. EGM, no ulti available. They're slowing down Medusa. Pycat with the ulti. And everything that got being thrown is Medusa, which allows Denny to come high ground up against EGM. Not too healthy. And then Koifa swapped in. Magic missile stun. This is troublesome for Team Tinker. The ET ulti also can be wafted. Vanskor walked back into it just to make Bulba feel good about himself. Another Ice Blast going to connect. This one's on Vanskor. He'll tick out from this one. Sing Sing. The Spy Carapace buying him some space with his team, but then the Stone Gaze. It's just Medusa. She tanks everything. Funnick now with the stun as well into Pycat. The tree comes in for the lead seed. The multicast hits will come to Pycat. He's going to drop, and there he goes. A double kill for Avorst. The buyback will come, but Team Tinker, they've lost 2 sets of Raxes. Navi can just back themselves up. Yeah, and Team Tinker burned through a lot of money.
No reason to say at all anymore. Duza's going to have a 6th item as well. They can just even wait it out if they want before actually just going to push bottom. But generally, the second tower should be a free tower. They shouldn't be able to contest this at all.
So what does Team Tinker got to do here? Is it smoke movement? Is it catch one hero out of position by a little bit of space?
I think at this point it's too hard to catch. I think it's too late to catch. They just need to win the fight somehow.
I'm trying to make it sound easy. Is there a path for this? Because you got Pycat who can't directly hit into a Medusa.
This is a good try. I think this is like an all-in smoke, you know?
If they can get him, it makes it worthwhile. But Sing must land his stun. There goes your smoke trigger, and he actually dodges the Viper Strike with the Mana Style. Sing is on the run. He's got the Blink Dagger off cooldown in 1 second time. The Spirit, Bulba, there it is. Blink, stun. They can follow up into the stomp. They'll let him reposition as well as make sure that Ice Blast's going to connect. In comes the Tree and Protector. Lets the ulti off. VS swapping a Vorce back as well. Vanskor. Now he may lose his life with this one. There's enough damage. Vanskor, he does go down. As Sing Sing back the front lines. They want at least 2 from all of this, and they're going to get it. Funnick will not survive. But it's the 2, well, it's 1 core and 1 support.
Yeah, I think Navi should have just bailed right away, and then maybe only Venge dies, maybe.
Yep. And now Team Tinker, be happy with that. They got 2 kills, they gained over 4.5k experience from that one. The swing kicks about 3,000 worth of the gold, because remember, they're so far behind right now that these fights, they were 15,000 net worth in arrears.
This is going Scotty, by the way. He has 2 orbs in the corner. He's going to go Scotty.
Already the 2 orbs? That's practically a Scotty right now.
He just needs to farm a little bit. Guess he can kill us since then he can have it.
Yeah. And then Team Tinker, okay, they committed most of what they had to try and kill him off just
But
then.
I think maybe Satanic would have been better. Because actually they need the AL to try and kill him initially, but it never really burst him out.
No.
And then once Danny can just get him full back up.
I don't disagree on that one. At the same time, you can't really shame him for picking up a Scotty, because this also allows him now to chase.
It's not a bad choice either. Just the mana burn is maybe going to hurt him a bit too much, but yeah.
But by having the Scotty, it means too, these melee heroes, Legion Command's going to have a hard time running around.
Yeah. You hit someone and you slow him, it's so nice. Even if his splits at the initial target that you're hitting, it's getting slowed.
Yeah. It's the chase factor for Navi has now just gone through the roof again. Because they've already got 1 slow coming out from the Ignite and the Leech Seed, as we were mentioning before. And if you're coming close with the Stone Gaze, you're trying to run yourself away while you're being slowed up by the Scotty. It makes it very difficult times.
It's also the fact that it gives you some damage too. But what's nice about it is that you get agility, which is base damage. And then that gets buffed by the Venge Aura as well.
Okay, time to draw a box of death. This shall be box of death. Right here. So Team Tinker, It's time to go YOLO. EGM's going to throw out the ultimate. It's going to be off target, though. It chills on a Vorst at least, so he can't regenerate here. But the rest of Team Tinker, they're coming in. There's your jump in by Koifa. Who do they get on Sing Sing? Medusa. Look at the damage into Koifa. He can't survive Sing Sing.
Wow.
They're getting ripped. A new one right now. Pycat in the tree line. The buyback comes out from the Elder Titan. But Pycat going to get focused up. Then he pouncing onto the other side. Funnily enough, he's not with Medusa. Pycat is just being done up by 3 other heroes. While Medusa forces the GG. It's just too much power. Navi will take the victory. With the one-game winners bracket advantage, they take a 2-0 here for the grand final games.